Keep it up, bro. Keep it up. Keep it up, bro. So, guys, any questions? Any questions from our previous run through? Previous run through. Any question, please? If you can't say it, muting yourself. You can put it in the chat box. Waiting, guys. Any question from the previous? Any question, guys? No one has a question? Should I just go ahead with the markup or explain what I explained before? I believe there should be question. There should be a question.
Hello?
I can hear you. Yes, yes. Please go ahead.
So Desmond, yes. So my question is, what do you do if you have a similar setup, both on the buy side and on the sell side?
Okay.
That scenario.
What will I do if I have a similar setup?
Yeah, and then my second question is, how do you now move to the smaller time frame? You know, initially we were looking at the higher time frame, where maybe we look at the monthly, weekly, daily, and then finally we go to, let's say, 1 hour. But listening to you, you are now able to look at setups on 15 and then 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I want to know how you are able to combine this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. First of all, let me deal with that. You said that if I have similar setups both in the sell side and the buy side, how will I know which one to go for first, right? Good.
Yes.
First of all, let me switch. I don't know if everybody has this indicator on its or trading view, but I have it. This indicator you're seeing here is the same indicator that I have on my MT4. This thing I have in my MT4, but it's now more this is it's just an expert, I don't know what they call it, but it's an indicator I have on my MT4. So but the one I prefer using the one on my MT4 because this is the feed of my broker. You can see in my MT4 spot, this is Tokyo. This is how the gold player started today, this order flow. Are you seeing it now? From Tokyo to London, the intersection between London and New York. Are you getting it now? So then now, this is New York session now. Then when Tokyo session is opening tomorrow, which is at midnight, you see it opening here. So what I do is that sometimes I just bring up my period separator because I love doing all my markups here because I don't have this broker on my trading view. So I believe you can see my period separator now, right? This guys, it's my period separator. So what that tells me is that this was now my previous day low. This is my previous day low. This guys was protected, previous day low. I'm getting it now. And I saw a shift of order flow here, so I knew that gold was going to sell. Like not that I knew, I reacted to the selling gold. So answering your question, first of all, this indicator, the type that uses, I see a lot of people uses, most of us in the group uses TradingView as markup. So this indicator, let me just show you, it's called, you can write it down, Asia Session High Low Midlines. Can everybody hear me, please? Can everybody hear me? Just type a 1 in the chat. You don't need to unmute yourself. Just type 1 in chat box if you can hear me, so I can give you the settings of this indicator. If everybody here, if you can hear me, just type a 1 on the chat box. Oh. Okay. Okay. So as I was saying, so this indicator is called Asia Session High Low Midlines. Asia Session High Low Midlines. So the setting, it comes with a default setting, which I don't use in Nigeria. also is the seasons, which is from 12 a.m. GMT to 5 a.m. GMT plus 1 when I was in Nigeria. Then we have the London key zone, which is from 7 a.m. when I was in Nigeria GMT to 10 a.m. GMT plus 1. GMT plus 1, sorry, my bad. GMT plus 1, good. Then we have a New York key zone. This is 12 p.m. / though most people say it's 1 p.m. I've observed the volatility between 12 to 1, so that's why I normally slash mine to 3 p.m. GMT plus 1. Okay, these are the times, key zones, all here for you guys. So what this indicator shows us, it shows us the time of volatility in the ACR session. So when you are setting the time, look at, you can use my time now. It is 19 to 05 in whatever time zone you are in the world. Just use 19:00 then to 05. Okay, so you can see if it looks like my own. As we are having this section now, you can just do it 19:00 to 00:05. So this is the only indicator I have on my trading view. So when I opened my chart, it's our wisdom. You discover that from what we can see here, you can see a kind of a shift of market structure here. Take liquidity, had an aggressive push. So you're expecting a buy in this zone, right? It's our wisdom. Hello. We are expecting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are expecting. This is just an assumption, please. We are expecting a buy here. Then now coming to this point, we see the way it looks as if market structure shifted after this liquidity was taken out. In as much as, please, who is? Oh my God. I cannot mute anybody. Please Ali, can you mute yourself, please? If you know that you're in a noisy place, I cannot mute you. I'm not even sure it's there. Okay. As I was saying, so if you noticed it, you see that momentum was shifting and it was getting slow. In especially, this is not the kind of shift I love to see. But at the end of the day, the storyline is that this structural point got taken out of it. So on a normal, you're going to be looking out for a buy trade within this zone. In especially, this is not a good structural description, but based on the question that you asked, now you have something above, now you have something below. Isn't it our wisdom? So you want to be able to cash the sell down to where the buy is and buy again, right? If I understand your question. So what we do is that we want to know the higher intentions. That's the first thing. Higher time frame intentions. If I mean higher time frame intentions, I'm talking about from 4 hours and above. You can see the time frames I have here. From 4 hours and above are my higher time frame intentions. From 1 hour and below are my lower time frame intentions, which means that from 4 hours and above, anything that concerns 4 hours and above for me is not an entry time frame. Instead, it is a structural time frame for me. It is a trending time frame for me. It is a directional time frame for me. Then for lower time, for the smaller time frame intentions, like 1 hour below, I want to know what momentum is doing. I want to look for an entry. So now, imagine you wake up in the morning. And see this has already taken place. Because now this is from 5 my time to, sorry, from 12 So what I do when I started learning more on liquidity, I will just mark this out. I'll mark these 2 points out. If maybe coming to the chart, I just see, I've not seen this liquidity, this Asia low taken, if I've not seen it yet. Are you getting it now? If I've not seen it yet, maybe price was just here when I wake up. Good. I believe this is clear enough. Price was just here when I wake up. I'm like, wow, okay. I will not just start basing my judgment based on, I say an aggressive move, waiting for price to come here and start selling. No, I won't do that. Instead, I will go to my higher time frame. But before I do that, I'll pick an horizontal line, no, a vertical line, sorry, and look at for 7, the key zone. Look at for 10, the key zone, the key zone. I want to observe what is happening in this zone. I believe everybody can hear me. It's clear. So I want to observe what is happening in this zone now. This is where I'll be expecting to pull a trigger without not really being in a hurry. You understand? I'm not in a hurry. I just want to see what is going to happen in this key zone. In this key zone. Good. I have this here now. I want to see what is going to happen in this key zone. Then, and from what I can see, I don't just jump into fast and start marking. No, I want to see what's happening to the 1 week time frame. That is my thing. I want to see what is happening in the 1 week time frame. I want to see what's happening in the 1 week time frame. Looking at, from what I can see here now, in a structural point of view, we can see that there's an order flow in the downward direction. And this order flow, according to what I talked about before now, I remember I talked about when an old high, when an old low is taken. How do we know? If you go backward, you can see, I won't have it here already. If we go backward, this was a structural point we had. I'm just putting it at the week. I don't mark my week when I'm talking about a break of market structure. I love using the body to body, but just to make your craft neat. So we just put it in the week. For me, my preference. So I know that this old low, this old high, sorry, is taken. So automatically, we are still in the bullish direction. We are still in the bullish direction. Bullish direction of the 1 month time frame. Bullish direction of the 1 month time frame. This is what I do. This is, look at it now. This was an impulsive breakout. This was the first break of structure that we have before. We had this, guys. We had this. We had this. Don't forget, it's 1 more time frame. Are you getting it now? We had this. We had this. We had this. There's something I will show you today. I don't think I mentioned in the last class. Just pay attention. We have this. You see all these structural points that I have marked out now. These structural points, even this is here. But I believe you understand. Look at something here. Please follow. If I have something like this, uptrend, right? Have you not observed that you can have something like this, then keep going up? How many of you have observed that? Please put a 1 in the chat box. This was on a normal. You see it as a what? A break of structure to the downside, right? So what are we expecting? We're expecting that we should have price return to this this other block or mitigation point. We expect price to come in. We expect price to come in, then move, right? Right, guys? Let's put the 1 on the chat box if you understand what I'm talking about. Good. So as I was saying, so now that we have this, you should have asked yourself, why do we have this? Is momentum to the downside, or it was just a liquidity grab? That took me to another point. Liquidity grab. Liquidity grab. Liquidity grab. This may just be liquidity grab. It's still in the uptrend. You are looking at the body closes, not just the wick. The body closes, not just the wick. The body closes, not just the wick. Are you getting it now? No, if you see this now, look at, there's a perfect example already looking at us here. Look at it. It's just easy somehow for me to see these days. Look at it. Look at it, guys. Do you see this equal low here? Because if you see it, put a 1 on the chart box. Do you see this equal low? This equal low. If you're seeing it, please put a 1 on the chart box. Equal low. This equal low. This equal low. This guy and this guy. Are you seeing it? Equal low. Good. So where was that breakout? Where did the breakout happen? The breakout happened here, like here, like here. We call that a range OB. Are you getting it now? So automatically, here was not a shift of market structure. No, it wasn't a shift of market structure. This was pure liquidity grab. It just came, grab the liquidity and moved. Are you seeing it, guys? So most of the time, this confuses people and your SL gets hit. It's better that you follow the principle. Trading, you can't be having 100% results, you understand? But it's better you follow the principle. If your SL gets hit, it was lack of, anytime our SL gets hit, and two things will happen. The institution has just manipulated on you, or you were ignorant to observe some certain factors. And it happens to everybody, even the pros that we adore in trading. Our coach will tell you that as well. Yes, he has a very high rate of consistency, but he will also tell you that he loses some trades. You understand? So that's for this. So now let's imagine, now let's haven't be able to explain this now. Look at when you now begin to see a shift of market structure. It's when you now have a body close like this. Mind what I'm saying. Body close like this, then this price tend to still go up. I know this may be sounding somehow to you, but just follow me. I'm not going to mislead you. Like this, we have that shift now. Two things happens. It is trickling down and break this structural point. Not just this, but this. So now, if this happened, is it not now obvious now that we now have a stop point, a strong high, a break of structure? So at this point, because why did we choose this? Why did we choose it? Was when this got broken that momentum shifted to the downside. It is because this may just be another liquidity grab, even though we had a body close. What if it just came to fill in an inefficiency? If you understand what I'm saying, please put a 1 on the chat box, please. If you understand what I'm saying, if you understand, if it is making sense. If it's not, let me go back and explain. Good, it's making sense. So you don't just base your assumption. Oh, now market structure has gotten broken. Let me just start looking for a sell trade here. No. You have to be patient. Sit in your hands and allow that, because we now call it structural points. You know, on a normal, here is our. I talked about invalidation. Here was our invalidation point, right? You just wanted the price to come in and go down. But now look at what happened. Price went above. By the time here is taken now, you are now 98% sure that price is going to induce liquidity, go and come down further. At this point, market structure has shifted. And all this, you are seeing it in a higher time frame, not in 1 minute. And there's this say that when markets want to shift, they start shifting in the 1 minute, it will not go and affect the 1 month. I'm not trying to break your psychology. I'm not trying to change what you have known. But the thing is, when you are doing multiple time frame analysis, don't jump more than 1 time frame. It means, do you think they were stupid in MT4 when they were building this thing? The way they separated the time was from 1 month to 1 week, from 1 week to 1 day, from 1 day to 4 hours, from 4 hours to what? They weren't stupid. They weren't stupid. So when you are doing multiple time frame analysis, if you are moving from 1 month, you don't jump to 1 hour. From 1 month, you go to 1 week. From 1 week, you go to 1 day. So wisdom, this is one of the major problems that you may encounter trying to play the buy and sell. Maybe you are playing the buy and sell at the wrong points. Setting the higher time frame intentions. So wisdom, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. No problem. No problem. Forgetting the higher time frame intentions, like as we have spelled out in this place, we know that the monthly time frame is what? Is bullish. The structure is bullish, right? And I told you before, once an old, I think I made this example so clear. We have an old high here. Now we have break of structure. Now we want to see this taking. Now we want to see, I haven't seen this taking now. We want to see the momentum that this guy used in coming to break structure. And here is the structural point. If the momentum is just like this, trust me, guys, I am waiting for this. A continuation, because this is what we now call, this was, because in every trend is made up of 3 factors. This was the impulsive movement, this was the liquidation or pullback or retracement. Because I remember Sir Francis taught us the difference between retracement, reversal, impulsive movement, or expansion. When it is a reversal, movement should not be like this. Movement should not be like this. No, because one, an old high as we're taking, we expect movement like this. We expect the momentum to be rapid. We expect an aggressive move. We expect an aggressive move after an old high is taken. When we now see this aggressive move, we now expect momentum to be slowing up gradually, of which you can, with wisdom, pay attention here. Now, look at what has happened. You know, for this aggressive move, let's not forget that we're having an uptrend like this. We're having an uptrend like this. We're having an uptrend like this. Are you there? Before we're now having this,
Yes, sir.
Try to understand structure. Now, look at it. With this aggressive move, this low has been stop haunted. As this low is stop haunted, there's an aggressive, you also repeat the same thing you are repeating higher time frame in that lower time frame. In that lower time frame, you repeat exactly the same thing in that lower time frame. And what is that? Look at it. By the time you see now, after stop haunting this, you see an aggressive move. Don't buy at this point. It's always difficult, except you are gambling. Instead, you are waiting for this pullback, an aggressive break of structure in lower time frame. Let it induce liquidity. Are you getting it now? Pull back in lower time frame, then you buy. When you now buy here, you can have your SL here. By the time your price moves and breaks structure, market comes down, breaks structure, you can now move your SL here. At this point, what I do is that whenever my market breaks structure, I close in volumes. Because why? am I closing in volume, Sir Wisdom? It's because this move is a counter trend, right?
Yes.
Good. It's a counter trend. It's a counter trend. Why? Because it is trying to move back to this point of invalidation. And I told you that invalidation like this, something like this, something like this. This last higher high, sorry, this last previous higher high before this last higher high is the invalidation point. Most of the time, the algorithm is designed in a way that price should at most times comes here before it pulls back. That's why most of the times when you are waiting for your OB here, you see that price will just come close to it and move, but doesn't come back. How many of you have experienced that? If you have experienced that, put a one on the chat box. If you have experienced what I just said now, put a one on the chat box. If you have experienced what I've just said now, put a one on the chat box, please. Look as if price is moving. It's moving. Look as if price is moving to your order block, which is here. Maybe this particular order block didn't correlate with this invalidation point. Price will just get to this invalidation point like this. It didn't get to your order block. Before you know, it start coming. It start going down. It's not going to return up. I'm happy that I've experienced that. Good. How do we handle situations like this? It's easy. When I have something like this, now this is lower time frame. This is lower time frame. I have something like this. Now I have a validation point here. I have my order block here. Good. Now I have my decisional entry here. I have my extreme entry here. I haven't checked all factors. Trust me, I want to see something like this. Something like this. Induce liquidity. Induce liquidity. Come down. When it comes here, bro, and it begins to wick, I am selling it at this point. Do you know why? I've seen that this liquidity has induced these guys to be selling. Now I'm satisfied. Now I have a structural first point of TP. Take this trade here, still have my SL here. I don't know if I'm making sense tonight, guys. If I'm making sense tonight, put a one on the chat box. If I'm making sense tonight, put a one on the chat box. If I'm making sense tonight, let's have a one on the chat box. Okay, good. So as I was saying, so now that we have something like this in the monthly time frame, there is, from what we can see now, I cannot tell that this monthly will get to this point before it reverses, or it will get to this point before it reverses. But there is something that is sure. There is something that is sure. And what is that? That around this zone, for example, this monthly should not pass this zone if it needs to return up. Are you getting it now? It doesn't need to, I use the word at most. It doesn't need to, because this was the last structural point. So it doesn't need to pass pass that point for it to return up. And from what we are seeing now, from what we are seeing now, from what I just explained, that we have two ways when an order is taken and price begin to, when there's a continuation, or when an order is taken, price move like this, we know that, man, this is a reversal. A reversal. Reversal break structure to the opposite side. Retracement, as institutional trader, we want to, retracement is just a pullback that is higher than 50%. You grab, like, is in 70 something, 60 something, 80 something, 90 something, whatever the fib level is. Are you getting it now, guys? So from what we can see now, it's obvious that the monthly time frame after breaking structure to the upside is just consolidating. So now we know that the monthly time frame bias is bullish, because that's the only thing we can see here. You cannot tell me that monthly is going to reverse at this point. If you say this point, this may just be an old low. If you say this point, this look like an equal low that can be taken. But we know that you see this guy should at most, if it have a deep pullback, it should be here, they continue. And with the way it's pulling back, is giving me this continuation intention. And I can get to know this going to the weekly time frame. So what we have here now using this guy is monthly. So wisdom, monthly is what wisdom? Is bullish, right? It's
Yes,
bullish.
sir.
Good. Monthly is bullish. Monthly is bullish. Now that monthly is bullish, that is satisfied. And we now need to know, because if monthly is bullish, is going to reverse its bullish move. It will never be revealed by the monthly. The algorithm is not designed that way. No. That's why that popular saying that if market is going to shift structure, the lower time frame reveals it. Well, so that lower time frame reveals it is not the misconception that people will not start saying that it is from the 1 seconds. No, how can you tell me what is going to happen in the 1 seconds will now start affecting the one month? No. No, if the monthly time frame has gotten, because now we are forming series of higher highs and higher lows, right? So now we are not seeing, we don't know we don't know from what we can see from structural points where the monthly higher low will be. So what will reveal that, brothers and sisters, is the weekly time frame. Now, monthly time frame is bullish. I'll go to the weekly. And from what we can see, the weekly, you can see this order flow. And this is also showing that in the nearest future, this is trendline liquidity. Isn't it, guys? Guys, talk to me, isn't it? This is trendline liquidity, right? Good. It's trendline liquidity. It's trendline liquidity. From what we are seeing, and from what you can see, look at, guys, look at something here. You can see that there was an aggressive push from this point, an aggressive push from this point. This is where your probabilistic art comes into trading, because you don't know where it's going to reverse, but you know that the weekly can show you where it can likely reverse, right? So now we have a zone here where we have, this, if you look at what is here now, here, I mean here, let me put a line there. Do you see this? Let me just mark this region. So I look as if is a flag pattern, but not really. Can you see this here? Everybody can see this, right? Look at something here. See, you see this low was taken by this guy, and you can see mitigation. And if you come down, you discover that there was a low here, and there is another block here, right? From this other block, we started having this aggressive move that broke this structure. Look at it here. Look at the wick so that it can be fine. We have this that broke this, through this where the move came that broke this structure. I get it now. The structure just keep going. Are you getting it now? All these guys, these were just liquidity. These guys were just liquidity. That's why you see that price could go below it before it moved. Are you getting it now? So automatically, this was the next structural point in the weekly time frame. It was the next structural point in the weekly time frame. So now, from what we can see, from this aggressive, this is an engulfing candle, right? You'll be taught something like that. So this guy stomp hunted this guy, because this was the guy that stomp hunted this guy, right? So now, from what we can have in bias now, we'll just share this whole point. This is an anticipation. I told you before, we trade what we see. We trade what we see. I think I'm so used to that word in the group chat. I just trade what I see, not what I feel. Because most of the time, these people know that you have feelings, and they want to give you reasons why your feelings should be correct. See, do you know the reason why I didn't, in as much as we have an aggressive push from this point, aggressive push, look at why I didn't mark this place. The reason why I didn't mark this place is because of this. What can you see there, Wisdom?
Equal lows.
Yes. That is the reason why I didn't mark here as my structural point. It would be wrong. If I mark it, it would be wrong, because after all, price has reacted there before. But you notice when price reacted at that point, it never came to break this high. It didn't. Instead, look at what happened. The momentum still to the downside. So that is why I marked this point that I mark. So if you see that from what we can see now in the weekly time frame, if you switch to line chart, that's why you say when I saw the person that was holding I don't know if it's a dream. He bought that gold that I missed. I missed the buy. He bought it. I was so happy that he bought that gold. If you notice what I have here now, can we say this is a? Can we say that? Let me go back to the candle. Maybe that will be clearer for you. Can we say now that this place now in the weekly time frame, because this is very structured, stronger? Can we say this is a strong low? Can we say that this is a strong low? No, it's not a strong low. It's not. It's not at all. He's not. Not at all. He's not. This is a weak. Sorry. Can we say this is a strong high? This is a weak high. Yes. It's a weak high. Are you getting it now? Look at. I can't really see any stop hunting. Instead, I see so much liquidity here. Structural point of view from the weekly. I told you that I want to look for a buy zone here. I want to look for a buy zone here. We will get to know more that this zone we have marked out is correct when we have something like this, something like this, something like this, like this. There should be an aggressive move, then like this. Are you seeing it now?
Yes, sir.
So in this contest, you will not even see me. You will not even see me taking my first trade at this point. No. Do you know why? Because this was just the first structure that was broken. What if it was just liquidity grab? But now, here is now the structural point that shows that when price closes above the structural point, it is now established that here is the higher low of the monthly. I don't know if I'm making sense tonight. I don't know if I'm making sense tonight. Please put a one on the chat box. Let me talk like my coach. I'm not making sense tonight, guys. Please, if I'm making sense tonight, put the one on the chat box. Okay, I should repeat. Okay, look at it. From structural point of view, I say that I'm anticipating that this zone should be where the weekly should likely turn to start the bullish movement of the monthly to go and form a higher high. Why do you want a higher high? Well, this structural point is broken. Shows that, okay, the monthly is now has continued the bullish movement we saw. So now we don't know where that higher low will be formed. We don't know. Nobody knows because none of us have an insider who is in Barclays that will be telling us what is happening there. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I will still tell you how court report affect this, but let me finish this one first. So now in the weekly now, because of this zone I marked out now, how will I know that this zone will be valid? This thing will still be coming down, forming higher low, forming lower low, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now there's an aggressive push, and this structural point is broken. Even when this structural point is broken, friends, I will not call here the higher low of the monthly. No, never. Because the main structural point that needs to be broken wasn't really this for the trend to change. Instead, it was this, guys. It was this. I just gave that illustration before now. Please, if you understand what I'm doing now, please put a one on the chat box. This is a structural point that needs to be broken. So if this is now broken now, guys, that means we are now satisfied to have a higher low in this point. This is not the higher low of the monthly. This is where you see that swing trade comes in. We are now waiting for this guy to pull back, induce liquidity, come back. We take this trade and we hold it. In the kingdom comes, we hold it. We are not going to have such movement that is straight. Trust me, guys, it's going to have pullbacks, but we are still holding. We are still holding. I know of someone who has been selling gold from this point. That sell is still on. This buy is still on. He bought another, he bought another one here, bought another one here. Do you know why he could do that? Because he has come to understand higher time frame intentions. So if this higher low of the monthly is clear, please put a one on the chat box. If it's not, let me come again. Is it clear? Good, good, good. It's clear, it's clear, it's clear, it's clear, it's clear. So that's it. So that's it. So now we have the higher low of the monthly form. Definitely, if the higher low of the monthly form, you will see the weekly taking a issue because it is the weekly that has revealed what has happened in the monthly time frame. So from what we can see here now, the monthly is bullish. Wisdom, what's the weekly doing? The weekly is what? If the monthly is bullish, what's the weekly?
The weekly is bearish.
Exactly, the weekly is bearish. The weekly is bearish. It's bearish. And what you now do, having know that the weekly is bearish, I will tell you now. You now begin to mark liquidity points. Liquidity points. You begin to mark our liquidity points. Because from here now, where we have this tone, if you are the type that use fib, if you take your fib from this structural high to this point of liquidity, you marked out your 50%. I believe our coach has stopped that many a time here. You just know where you'll be holding your buy and sell to some reasonable extent. I will explain what I mean by that in the jiffy. So now that I know that the weekly is bearish, I think I have to know where I will likely want to, when price gets there, I should be bullish. Where price gets to a point, I should be bearish, right? Knowing that the weekly is bearish, the monthly is bullish. We'll be judging now structure. We'll be judging structure from the weekly, right? Not from the monthly, because we've already understand what the weekly is. Isn't it, guys? You know what weekly is bearish. The next thing will not go to 1 day. Trust me, trust me, trust me. See, you see this thing, it's not going to determine my entry. Another source you need to take note of. This thing now is just priming my mind for me to know, okay, the weekly is bearish. Okay, when it's at this zone, it's reasonable to be looking for a short. When it's at this zone, I can play the buy leg. Because this is not the entry time frame. I tell you that higher time frame intention show you structure, show you the trend, isn't it? Show you the direction. Are you getting it now? Show you the direction. So now I'll go to the 1 day time frame. Look at look at what the 1 day is doing. And look at what the 1 day is doing. Look at what do you see the 1 day? A very big downward trend, right? I will show you. I want to show you something now. That thing that I taught you before. This was the last up candle before the buy move. This was our OB, right? This is OB, isn't it? Please don't talk to me. You see, I'll be using for reference tonight. You are my friend tonight.
Okay, sir.
So this is our OB, right? But look at what price did. Look at what price did. See, price never came to the OB. But how come price was going down? How come price was going down? I will show you. Let's not forget that I haven't broken the structure. I haven't broken the structure. Look at what price begin to do. This structure now is broken. Quite all right. Look at price begin to form. This is what we call internal structure. At that point, I'm at alert. Look at it. Formation, high, low, high, break structure, induce liquidity, F you then, and move. Let me bring this out. Look at it, guys. Now, we now have a strong high. Wisdom, do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Good. We have a strong high. We now have a strong high. Why is it a strong high? Wisdom? Because it causes what? Manipulation. Was that correct? Yes. Causes manipulation, right? Broke structure, right? induced liquidity, right? You said, you don't have to start waiting. OB must be hit. That is where major mistakes comes from. This is Quasimodo. This is an advanced Quasimodo. And now look at it. Look at it. We have trend line liquidity. Definitely, it will be erased, to be eroded. And for a TP target, structural points. Structural points. Imagine wisdom holding gold from this day to this day. Trade. You take it and you just be resting. You are not bothered. It has satisfied everything you need to satisfy. It didn't get here. But from what we are seeing here, we took the trade. So this is Quasimodo. Quasimodo preaches, he said, we will have in an uptrend formation of higher highs and higher lows. Now we have a lower low. Quasimodo makes us understand that there is always a breaker here. You know, that breaker was a mitigation block that becomes a breaker because of the fact that price violated a violated order block become a breaker block. The coach must have taught you guys that. Are you getting it now? So now we expect price. This is where some people's smart money knowledge ends. They just wait for price to come here. It's good. And take this trade. It's good. Me, I do take it sometimes, but I've taken that away from my trading plan. You must not trade the way I trade because this is full-time job for me. We must not do the same thing, but I'm just going to tell you how I do what I do. For me to take this trade, I know that here is now liquidity inducement trap. I call it LIT. So my trading plan, liquidity inducement trap, LIT, to induce early sellers. To induce what? Early sellers. So if you are smart enough, whenever you are selling early, always ensure that your TP target is in the weak low. This is a weak low now. It's a weak low because it's coming from a strong high. I told you before that the TP target of a strong high is the weak low, right? I remember I said that.
Yeah.
Yes, if you must take, ensure that it is here. TP1. But for me, I want to say something like this. This point in time, those that their smart money concept knowledge is shallow, they are waiting for a continuation. It does not work like that, brother. They're waiting for this, isn't it? Yeah. They're waiting for this, right? It doesn't work like that. Don't forget that this is a, if he gives you something like this is an M pattern. The next is going to do to you is like this. When he has done this to you, that's when I'm ready to take a trade. Yeah. Take it at this point, and the way it will drop, it marvels you. At this point that you
maybe they did, I'm not sure.
Am I still making sense? Am I still making sense, guys? I can hear external noise.
Yeah.
Please, can we mute ourselves, please? Please, sorry. Let's mute ourselves a little. Isha Panessa.
I'm not probably need to do about that.
Isha Panessa.
If that is the case, then England definitely is.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm murdering your name, please. I'm an African man, so pronunciation, just bear with me. So as I was saying, so I'm waiting for something like this to happen. When it is happening now, me, I'm busy. I'm on this trade with the intentions of the high here to be my TP for this move. It happened today in GJ. When some of us needed to sell GJ, I wasn't selling that GJ. Instead, I was actually waiting for the buy because I wasn't really satisfied with the structural point that GJ was selling from. But I know that some of us made profit from it because we knew trade management and know when to exit that trade. You understand what I'm saying now? And as I am buying this up, I am mindful of this liquidity, trendline liquidity. Liquidity is not only equal highs, equal lows. There's trendline liquidity. There's old highs. low. There's London high, there's London low, there's New York high, there's New York low. All these things are liquidity. There's double bottom, there's triple bottom, all these things are liquidity. So my TP is here. When this market now gets here and begin to wick, I know yes, the magic want to happen. Once it wick, pulls back, I go straight to the lower time frame, look out for Quasimodo again. Break of structure, stop hunt, then I take the trade. When I'm now here, I'm no longer scared. Here is now my TP. TP1 to close in partials will be this first place. That's this first place. TP2 will be this structural point. So that's for that. I'm even explaining lower time frame in the midst of higher time frame. So you just get a better understanding. So now we have this in the daily time frame. It's our wisdom. Now that we have this, please, someone should mute himself, please. Mute yourself, please. Mute yourself. It's actually distracting me. Sorry. Mute yourself. So now that we have this, look at it. Inducement of liquidity. Look at it. Liquidity inducement. Is this not relatively equal high, guys? Talk to me, guys. Is it relatively equal high? Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, relatively equal high. So I want price. I know definitely that price will definitely come into the body. So the money is in the body. Price will come into the body. Trust me, I will just put my stuff on 50% of the body, waiting to see price reaction. Do you know that if I should cut this now, let me show you something. This same thing that is happening now is also happening in 4 hours. Because we are still looking at structural points. Let me go to 4 hours. Did this thing. I think it's this. Look at it. This thing has happened now. Oh my God. This thing has happened now. Also happens in 4 hours. Look, baby, let me call you back. I'm in class. Okay. Oh. So as I was saying, so if you go to 4 hours time frame, you will still see exactly the same thing. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. And I will show you now. Look at. You know, this was where we had that break of structure, right? We had a break of structure here now, isn't it? Break of structure here. We have break of structure here. Look at it. You know, to some people, you would have started selling from here. Because if you go into this place now, you will definitely have an OB. You have an OB. If you go into this week now, yes, you have an OB. I know what I'm talking about. I'm sure what I'm talking about. Guy, let's see. Look at it, guys. If that's even too far, let's go 2 hours and see for yourself. Are you saying it is a base? Yes. I know what I was saying. Look at it. It's an OB now, right? You have an OB, like you'll be anticipating, man, this thing's going to sell off from here. But why will it be selling off from there? To me, it doesn't really make sense to sell off from there. Why? There is no liquidity. Like this now, that just came into this point and sold off. Here was so clear. But even in this time frame, you're not looking for an entry. You just want to know your trade bias. That, okay, I am bullish. Okay, I am bearish. Are you just our wisdom? Are you getting it now? So from what we can make out of this now, from what we can make out of this now, let me cancel everything. From what we can make out of this now, we now know that here is you, most of the times, you may not catch this first move. You don't need to be mad at yourself. No, you don't need to. Another trade is loading. Just be patient. Look at that thing I was telling you. Oh my God. Look at. There's a lot in my head to say. I'm just trying to not deviate. Look at. See that thing I told you? I think that because it's 1 hour now, you know, if you go to larger time frame now, this thing has broken structure, right? But what he did was just to collect liquidity. He didn't break any structure. Look at. Huh? Look at engineer liquidity. Start going down. reverse on these guys. Huh? And look at. If I don't see liquidity inducement, I don't trade. I think the same thing is just repeating itself. Strong high causes manipulation, break structure. Do you know that? You see this place? Do you know why? Yeah, we had a sell-off here. This sell-off. You see, this same thing, if we should go to lower time frame, exactly this same thing is what happened that will make we have this kind of sell-off. I know what I'm talking about. And we'll see it now. Lower time frame, let's say 4 hours. Please pay attention to the green. Attention to the green. You see exactly the same thing. I'm not bothered just, yes, I'm not saying you should not trade your OB. Yes, trade your OB very well. Like hold on to your OB is very good. I trade OB, but I don't play with trying to just understand what price is doing per time. Look at guys. Here would have been another block for people, right? Isn't it, friends? Here would have been another block because look at this movement. But where we here be another block when I don't know, when I'm seeing something like this. When I'm seeing this region, are you seeing it? How can that place be my other block when I already have relatively equal highs? Yeah. Are you seeing what I'm showing you? But you look at something now. See. You see this aggressive push down after causing manipulation. You see that there's a liquidity inducement here. And price, I can take it as another block with better confidence than this. Are you seeing the difference now? I can take here as another block with more confidence than this. And I'll show you line chart. Are you seeing the difference? Causes manipulation, break structure, induce liquidity, and price went into it. Line chart strictly for structure, just strictly for structure. No more, nothing more, strictly for structure. I just want to keep talking and talking and talking. Is there any question? Is there anything you want me to talk about? Sir Wisdom, am I answering your question so far?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You should know where to play, because where it's confusing you is because anything you see look like another block to you. These guys are not for that Christmas to dash us money. I never knew all this. I've lost a lot in this industry, and I'm going to recover my money back.
Amen. Amen, my brother.
I've lost a lot. Look at guys. See, look at something here. Look at something here. Whenever I see this, yeah, and now, yeah, trust me, guys. I don't expect price to just now be going down like this. I just thought, no, they are not for that Christmas. They're not going to dash you money. No, they won't dash you money. Look at, they need to also stop into one of the ways you know that your other block is valid is your other block into another other block. Let me. There's what called, how many of his family will call bankers block? How many persons? Let me explain what. Do we know what bankers block is? So let me know if there's anything to explain or not. If you know what bankers block is, please just let me know. Do you know what? Put in one of the chat box if you know what bankers block is. Who knows what banker block is? If you know, just tell me you know it so that we don't waste time. If you don't know it, put a no on the chat box. Okay. it's okay. Look at what it is. That banker block, is just a terminology, according to my coach. Don't mind me with my jargons. See, we have something like this. We have something like this. Now we have a block of structure. Now price. Automatically, here was my order block. Most of the times, we may not, when we have not had this knowledge of liquidity before taking a trade, you may want to take this trade here. Are you getting it now? And at the end of the day, we'll move our stop loss to a break even, they stop you at. But what a banker block is that I am not concerned of taking this order block. I'm not concerned. This zone, I'm not concerned. But I'm concerned of taking this banker's block. A banker block is a mitigated order block. It's a this order block now. Order block is a block, guys. Is a block. That means for it to be a block, it's made up of two components. Number one, the IFC. Number two, the sponsor candle. The IFC is the last buy to this sell move. Why this sell? Oh my God, it's entering my head. Look at what I mean. Look at what I mean. Look at what I mean. Let me show you here. Let me show you here. See. This is an order block. This guy. This is another block. This guy with this guy is the order block because it's a block. It's made up of two candles. This guy, this last blue candle is the IFC. IFC means institutional funded candle, where their money is. Now, this black guy is called the sponsor candle. Why is the sponsor candle? It sponsors the gravitative move, aggressive move from the zone. Automatically, these two guys becomes my order block. That's why when I'm marking my order block, I'm taking the wick of the sponsor candle to the wick of the IFC, I have a block. It will be difficult. It will be difficult because now, here is now my demand, my supply zone. It will be difficult for price to violate these two blocks. Look at it. Difficult. And now, I have it repeated again here. An order block. Yes. Mark from the point. Hi. This is my order block again. Being wise, the horizontal line at the low of the institutional funded candle. Just the same thing would have done here. Put at the low institutional candle. Waiting for price to come. Look at it, guys. Look at it, guys. The same thing that happened. Don't forget what I always tell you. Stop hunt, aggressive break of structure. Same thing is happening here when you are entering again. Look at it. They are not for the Christmas. Stop hunt, aggressive break. If another one has happened, let me check. I don't know. But at this point in time, this is now, this was our order block now, right? That came from this zone, isn't it, guys? So here was not the banker's block, it had. So trust me, guys, if these guys are coming, I don't expect here to get hold. It will produce a reaction, good. But let's not forget that for price to not get to this point, if price is coming from demand anticipated in the weekly time frame, guys, I'm not going to mind this other block. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. Are you feeling the vibe? Oh, are you feeling the vibe?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So powerful.
Can everybody get? I don't know if I'm carrying everybody along. I don't know if I'm talking to myself. Please, if you understand what I'm talking about, put a one on the chat box, please. If you understand what I'm talking about, put a one on the chat box. Put a one on the chat box. Okay. Someone said, how do I identify a strong banker's block? Okay, the way I identify a strong banker's block is when it is coming from a strong order block. And that strong, I'm using the word strong because of the word they used actually. So, and that word strong order block is coming from a strong high. And I've told you what a strong high is. A strong high is a high that causes manipulation, the structure. Not just break market structure, but break significant structure. So now, if this price, that's why I told the guy who is buying, I said, hold your buys. Because if I were the one, let me see if I've ever mistake because I marked it. Let me see. Oh my God. I've missed it. Problem. Just hold your buys. Because if I were the one, if I had this buy, because where I missed this buy. If I had this buy in this region, in lower time frame, I have this buy. Trust me, guys, I won't be bothered about this pullback. Even though it pulls back, I'll come here because that's what I was expecting. It should come here. Now I'm seeing this as inducement. Now, if things going well, this thing begins to. I'm watching the momentum anyway. Coming down slowly, I will be looking to buy and hold. Well, if the momentum is heavy down, trust me, guys, I'm not going to. I'll look for how to sell and not to buy. So, do you understand it now? How to identify a strong banker's block? Please, you that asked that question, do you understand it now? Good. So, let me give you a little source of how my order block most of the times hold. It is not a magical thing. It's just understanding market cycle. Let me go to like 10 minutes. It happens in any time frame. And let me shock you now. See, at any point of the chart, I don't care. Let's say, okay, let's move to a random point. Good. Yeah, we are here now. We are here, guys. Look at it. It doesn't make sense, guys. It doesn't make sense. I haven't seen, because now this is Asia high. This is what? Asia high. This is what? Asia high. And Asia high is liquidity. Asia low is liquidity. Now we don't know what is going on here. And I told you before that I'm going to put my vertical line on 7, my key zone 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. I'll tell you why your order block is not holding now. And I see what price is doing. The next time I'll go to higher time frame. First of all, I'll just rush to the daily. I want to see what's happening in the daily. Okay, good. So this is what is happening in the daily. Okay. First of all, I can't really see. I see all here as liquidity. Right? I'll tell you. First of all, we have this structure, previous day high taken. Structure was broken. Let me just put it in low to make it fine. I said, I don't like marking the wicks. To make it fine. Look at it, guys. Now, I won't see here as liquidity inducement trap. Why will I see it? Liquidity inducement trap. I won't see it. And do you know why I won't see that as liquidity inducement trap? Look at this, was just inefficiency, guys. This is just forming efficiency. You will not be doing well like my coach, but just bear with me. Look at it. It's inefficiency. When this guy comes in and start going down, guys, trust me, I know it's a false move. I know it's a false move. Yes, it's a false move. Now, this taking. Do you see that thing I explained to you? It didn't go sharply. So I know that, man, this thing should be continuation. I will now look at, okay, stop pointed here. Stop pointed this out. Okay. Good. Smaller time frame will tell me what to do because this is not my entry time frame. Now look at it, guys. I will now put you in mind after I've seen this guy. I know inside this there's an order block in this week. Because we don't know that we are going to have something like relatively, don't get me wrong, this week and this week is not equal. It's not equal at all, guys. If you go to my structural point of view, you see that it's far higher. Can you see it, guys? It's higher. Can you see it, guys? It's higher. Look at what I will do. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue. When I see this and I see this, trust me, guys, I want to take a trade here. I have my SL here. And you see this? You see, look at something. It was also trickling. It was also trickling and moved up. But because one, it's just a small stop loss now. It's just a small stop loss. I won't be bothered. But trust me, if this high gets taken with a body close, friends, I'm looking for more buy positions than sell at this point in time, because it will just make me to understand that this mad inefficiency that is here need to be filled. Because the reason why I consider here at the first place is because when you are trading, everything comes together. Everything comes together. What do we have? 50%, right? I don't know if you understand the narrative I'm trying to, bring out. If you understand the narrative, please put it in one of the chat box. I'm going to create a narrative in your brains. Put it in one of the chat box. If you understand the narrative, like everything is coming to your mind at a point, at a time. Everything is coming to your mind. Everything is just coming to you because you are an analyst. As an analyst, you should be able to see everything at the same time. Are you getting it now? So that's the reason why, first of all, I consider here. I haven't seen the stop hunt. I consider that zone. Are you getting it now? So if the bank is stopping you out, they are stopping themselves out. Let's just say that they were not stupid to drop it at this point. So with this sharp drop, don't get it twisted. In the daily, here is a strong high. Or is it a strong high in the weekly? No. It's not a strong high in the weekly. So that you will know where to play from. I don't know if these things have dropped tonight is feeling it, but me that is talking and I'm feeling it. I get it now. So now, when I now see the way this order flow is, because what we were expecting was a continuous drop to erode this low. But to our greatest surprise, that never happened. And we are not the banks that determines what happened or not. Instead, they've succeeded in engineering triple bottom. It's making it sweeter then. It's making it sweeter. Look at something, guys. Let me show you something, my MT4. Here's my gold. Go to, was that one day time frame? Yes, 1 day. Good, 1 day. I want to show you something. Bank level. Bank level. Bank level. Bank level. White. Currency. There's an arrow. Good. Very good. I will show you two different things now. See, look at where this S and arrow is. Retailers, when structure breaks the support level, what do they want to be doing, guys? They want to keep what? Selling. Oh, guys, I don't know if you are getting where I'm coming from. This is my retail dashboard. They want to keep selling, guys. They want to keep selling. At that point in time, I know that their joy only endures. Their joy only is but for a while. Weeping is on the way. No matter how much it's selling. They say, well, you also know that when support level is broken, and you know that they are coming for a retest, they say, well, you also know, but that will be for another day. So when I see this, When I see this, look at the way it closed now. Do you think it was a mistake? The price will just automatically rush down and close above this support level. Do you think it's a mistake? It's never a mistake. They know what they are doing. They are aware of what they are doing. You would have catch a trade at this point. It's in the lower time frame. That's the story for another day. I will see that I'll go to my bank levels. I have bank levels here. And I discovered that same thing was happening at 1700, which was, it is not a mistake. If you're the type who listens to analysts, you will see them measuring all these things at 1700, 00, at 750. These are just bank levels. So much. JPY pairs respect it so much. Are you getting it now, guys? So all these are just how I am able to correlate structure. I'm able to correlate structure to know what to do part time. So now let me go back to what I was saying. I will select an O and other block. So now I see here now, I'm still in that narrative. Now let's say 10 minutes. I go 10 minutes. And I see this. I mark these two things out, which I've already marked out. Asia high is liquidity, Asia low is liquidity. Look at, I'll begin to play price. Do you observe that in as much as price, the way price comes down and the way price go up, do you observe the differences in momentum, guys? Do you observe the differences? This was, look at now, Asia high. This was, let me bring out my previous separator. This must be previous day low. This must. We have not bring our previous separator, but it's already clear because you've got to be used to the chart. If you want to profit from this industry, breaks. I just brought this in. Good. You see, it was. So automatically, when this was forming, I would have marked here out, guys, as liquidity. Here is liquidity. Here is liquidity. Because I want to do an intraday play and look at what happened, guys. Look at what happened, guys. Do you think it was a mistake for these guys to be pushing price down, pushing price down, pushing price down? Look at it. Look at where the narrative started. Narrative. Stop hunt. SMS. Liquidity. You think it was a mistake that they didn't come and take this previous day high? No, they're not mistaken. And do you also know that you see this guy that have a stop point of this guy? I'm also careful of it. But the reason why I believe that price have to come here to reverse is because look at it, order flow. I know in the nearest future they are going to destroy it. I'm aware they will destroy it. But for the immediate gain, now I've seen this. Look at it. I've seen a break of structure. This is an aggressive entry. Price came in here. I'll have this is what I will do. I'll have this guy marked to this guy. Because I know if I go to smaller time frame, I may see a candle there. Good. I've seen. Look at the candle. Yes. Exactly. See, price came into it and died. And if you missed it, automatically, friends, look at it. Look at something here. Oh my God, look at it. If here was your order block, here is now your banker's block. The person that asked that question, please pay attention. What do you do again? Stop haunted, right? Please pay attention. Break of structure. Beauty. Could have narrowed down your entry. and be on this trade. You are holding this trade, not being scared, not at all. Why will you be scared? Not being scared. If you have missed this, if, for example, you have missed this trade, you've missed this point, definitely you're not going to miss this point here. You won't. Because look at it. We had a stop hunt. Look at it. A stop hunt, a break of structure, another block. But I, for one, Desmond won't be selling at that point. I won't. But I'm just telling you how you could have taken advantage of this trade. Did you notice that I am not in any way waiting for this OB to hold? Why? Because this was what led us to this. No. Does it give a reaction? It will. They are sensitive. After all, look at it. Aggressive. It should hold. Where will it hold? When you are in the market circle of the bearish movement. You have left the market circle of the bullish movement. So why will it hold? It should hold. It shouldn't hold. It will never hold. Let me show you. Look at it. Stop hunt. Yes. Aggressive break of structure to the upside. Of course. Yes. It did induce liquidity. Of course, it did. Look at them here. They're just there resting. This is where, in a way, I don't trade breaker. I don't trade breaker. Because look at what I want to show you now. You know, here was your order block that broke structure to the downside. Automatically, you could have taken this trade or the knowledge of the breaker block, right? But I won't do that. Look at. Let's go. Let's go. 10 minutes time frame. Give me. Look at it. A good order block. Oh wow. Oh wow. Are you feeling this vibe? If you're feeling this vibe, put a one on the chat box. Are you seeing it? Stop hunts? Yes. There is a break of structure. Of course. Liquidity inducement. Look at it. This low. Of course. Came into your order block. Exactly. And move. And move. And move. If we go to our smaller time frame again, we'll see. We'll see. I'm monitoring momentum. I'm monitoring momentum. I'm monitoring momentum. The aggressiveness of this move. 2 minutes time frame. Look at it, guys. You can see I'm not bothered. Look, as long as the reason I'm waiting for this high to come and be taken. But look at, guys. You see, I'm really looking for other blocks in this market circle. Don't be deceived. We are still in one day. We are still in one particular day. We are still in one particular day. It's like you wake up in the morning, saw this Asia high taken, market structure shifted. Where will I be looking for order block? Yeah. Like, why? When I just had a structural break, yeah, is an error. It's not going to hold. It's not going to hold. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is that when you're looking for an order block, know the market circle you are. If you're in an uptrend, be looking for your order blocks in the market circle, in the trend. When you break your trend line, maybe in another day, I will if I'm permitted, coach want me to do this thing again, I will show you how to use a trend line. Because of time, I know most of you want to hop out now. Look at it. At this time I have this, well on earth will I still be thinking this other block is going to hold? No. I'm out of this circle already, and I belong to this guy. All I want to trade is to have something like this. To have something like this. I don't know if you are getting all this. If you're getting, please put a one on the chat box. Like if you are getting where I'm coming from, put a one on the chat box. If you are getting where I'm coming from, if you understand what I'm trying to do, please put a one on the chat box. Let me know those that understand and those that does not understand. Good. Yes. Once you are selecting your order block, select your order block based on the market circle you are after liquidity is being taken out. And always know that whenever your previous day high or low is not being taken, for example, look at, I was using this other one. There's so many things in my mind. I'm just trying to control myself. Look at it. See guys. We mark this out, liquidity, right? We mark this out, previous day low, liquidity. But now previous day low is taken. What does that tell you? Let's not forget in short term, we are bullish. Oh, are you getting it now? Because if you go to 4 hours, what do you see? What do you see in your 4 hours? You know, because of my period separator, don't make my period separator. See, don't be deceived. Let me remove joints. Let me remove period separator. You see something now. Our prayer these days now is for God to open our eyes to be able to see what we know, what we don't want to see. We must see it. Look at guys. See, this was an aggressive move to the what? To the upside. Why? Look at it. There was a what? Wisdom. Please pay attention at this point in time, because I know you love to, you like something like this. Look at it. I didn't wait. I didn't come and start marking. These are just short-term buy. These are just short-term buy. But it has to satisfy my trading rule. Stop hunt, aggressive break of structure. Look at it. Liquidity inducement. You think it was a mistake that the algorithm brought price to form equal low here? No, you are not your friend. It's not a mistake, bro. It's not a mistake, bro. Not at all. These are you be waiting for this buy. They don't have a choice. This was how I called the buy. I posted that. They now look as if it was magic. It was not any magic, guys. It was not any magic. It was not any magic. Are you seeing it? And at this point in time, you, that is a wise person, having just this move, don't forget this is 4 hours. Do you know how many moves it is in 1 hour? Are you seeing it? Now, I have this. What is my target as a trader who has come to understand liquidity? Look at it. Where is here my target, guys? I will tell you. Is my target because this was the previous